Good morning, everyone. I hope you guys are all having a great day. So in today's video, we're going to be putting some MB battles on the 240. As most of you guys know, I love MB battles and I already have a set on my car. Technically, I have a pair. So I recently purchased another set and I'm going to steal a pair from those to make my own set. What I mean by that is I have a pair up front, 17, 9.5 plus 15, and in the rear I just have some stock 350Z burners. So I just recently picked up this set. I only have a pair over here. I picked up this set, which is the same specs. It's a staggered setup. So these are 17, 9.5 plus 15, which is the exact same spec as I have on the front. But these also came with the fronts, which are 17 by 9 plus 30, which is kind of weaker spec that I'm not really a fan of. I don't like the way it looks. I like the way these concave and just the overall fitment of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to steal the two rears, I guess you can call them, and throw them on my rear and make a complete set of 17 by 9.5 plus 15. But they came with these tires. They're 225 45s, which aren't too small, but they're also just slightly too big where I can't get them to fit in the rear, especially the way I have my camber set up. If I added some more negative camber, I could easily get these to fit, but I'm trying to pull out negative camber and get as close as I can to zero. So what I'm gonna do is take these tires off. We'll go to the tire shop and get some 215/45s mounted on here. And if my math is correct, they should be super tight fitment, yet not rub, or maybe even rub just a tiny bit. But these were just sitting on the fender completely. I haven't posted a video on the 240 or a video in general, so I figured I'd pick up the camera and bring you guys along. I know a few people like the way I do my wheel fitments and all that, so I'm just kind of bringing you guys along and showing you guys what I do and how I do it and all that stuff. That way you guys can get the same fitment as me. I just washed my car yesterday and we had some crazy windstorm, so now my car's all dirty once again, but it's way cleaner than what it was before yesterday, so that's good. I also had to raise up my front end just a bit. I know some people are going to be like, what? You raised it? But yeah, I had to raise it up a bit just because it was getting kind of annoying rubbing on my fenders. So yeah, in my opinion, I love low cars. They're super cool. The stance game and all that. I just can't stand when you rub like crazy. So yeah, I like to have my car look good, have some really nice fitment, yet not rub. So that's kind of like the issue I was running into. But yeah, she's pretty good now. Doesn't rub at all. I actually have kind of a lot of clearance compared to what I used to have. I used to pretty much sit on this lip right here. But yeah, now I can go lock to lock, no rub, and we're all good to go now to work on the rear, because the rear has seen better days. Holy fuck. Alrighty, well, enough talking. Let's get these loaded up on the truck and let's head to the tire shop. Back home now. Fortunately, one of the tires kind of got a little messed up. You can see right here, the other side is even worse. It's all chewed up. Now to throw them on the car. And just kind of, so you guys can see the stretch. 215/45 on a 9.5 wide. Check that out. That's my car with the wheels in the air, and those are 17s. I know people are gonna say it's touching the ground, that's your ride height. It's actually not. You can clearly see. It's kind of insane, not gonna lie. Enough of that. Now time to throw these bad Johnnies on. They lubed them up quite a bit in order to get these tires on there, since these tires are pretty small. So I'm gonna quickly wash these just because they're all gross and stuff. This one's even worse. This one has like... Gonna quickly rinse these off and then we'll be able to toss them on the car and hope they fit. They should fit. I don't know why they wouldn't, but knowing my luck, they won't fit. Fuck. That's insane. That's literally perfect. If anyone's wondering, if you could just throw these wheels on with this tire size and slam your 240 that you're gonna get this fitment. Not quite, since I do have camber arms and I did have to pull out quite a bit of camber in order to achieve this. So if you were to try to replicate this on stock arms, you'd have, I would want to say, maybe like 3 more degrees of camber, and it wouldn't look this tight. It would be like sunken in pretty much. So you could either throw a slip-on spacer like this in order to achieve something like this, or do what I did and pull out camber. But when you do pull out camber, you can only go to a certain extent before you run out of toe adjustment and your traction arm. So that's the next thing that I'm working on, is eventually I'd like to get all adjustable rear arms, and that way I can flare out right here the body just a tiny bit. I know some people go kind of crazy and do it all the way up here, but just a tiny bit, or maybe even get a smaller tire and pull out some more camber. That way, like I said, it's as close to a 0 as possible. In my opinion, 0 looks a little funky if you have a lot in the front, but like when I say as close as I can, I don't mean try to get it, I mean try to like just get as close as possible. I mean, like, I'd be fine with 2 degrees, maybe 1.5 degrees of camber, but just 0 is, in my opinion, a little too much. It just looks a little wrong when you have a lot of front camber. Not that it looks wrong, it's just you can see right here on this truck I have 0 degrees of camber, and then up front you can see that there is about -6.5, whereas this car has about -8 up front and about -2.5 to 3 in the rear. So I think this looks a lot better than this. I think I just might be on the home stretch. So the card is pretty stuck, just only barely touching on the center. Everything else seems to clear, but if I have the fitment of this card, since you can see it still has some wiggle room, meaning it's not extremely tight, so I think I have just about that much, maybe a tiny bit less, and that's why it's getting stuck. But honestly, that's exactly how my old fitment was, but my car wasn't as low. What I did though is I jacked up the opposing corner in order to put some load down here, and that way I don't have to mess up my wheels or my quarter panel by driving it. I could just kind of eyeball it from here. Now I just gotta put the center cap on there, and we are Gucci. Hell yeah. Still can't get over this fitment. That is so extremely tight. And these are 17s, and the fact that it's that low on 17s is kind of insane. I want to show you guys the side skirts and stuff, because I did throw on a front bumper and side skirts. That should be in the next video if anyone wants to tune in and watch that. Yeah, I'm very happy with the way the fitment is. The back, you can see, has a lot less camber. I still would like to pull out maybe a little bit more camber out of the rear. The front is perfect, however, you can see over there, if it focuses, and you can see that's pretty damn near perfect fitment. But that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it and found it useful, and if you guys have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or comment down below in the comment section. Peace out, guys.